Lego Ninjago is an original action theme made by, well, Lego. And as you can expect from action themes, there is, well, you could go ahead and guess. That's right, action. Sorry for throwing a little curveball like that, but hey, you caught it. Like many things in this world, there is a peak though. There is an absolute best when it comes to the action. But what is that? Where could we find the absolute best Ninjago action scene, the best fight scene, the peak, if you will? Well, let's get searching. We can start by going to my good old friend Mr. Tier List. Hello Mr. Tier List, it's great to see you yet again. So, anyways, to be the best action scene of Lego Ninjago, you have to hit just a few qualifiers. First off, you have to have, well, you have to be in a season with good animation. So, now let me edit it here because I don't want to make it seem like I'm necessarily calling certain seasons bad. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we can start now. So first off, you have to have good animation. So, the pilots 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. They departed. Hands of time, of course. Okay, guys, hear me out. Visually, I think the only trilogy is beautiful. I think there's like one really good fight scene in season 8, which is Zoid vs. Garmadon. And the Ninja vs. Mr. E. The rest, season 9 obviously has the finale fights, and yeah, and season 10, season 10. So I sincerely apologize for that. I sincerely apologize, but yeah. Next up, plot elimination. The season has to have an actual good plot for the fight scene to hit, because it's not just animation. It's the characters, is why they're fighting, how did they get into the situation, and stuff like that. So goodbye Crystallized, goodbye the island. I like me some season 11, but the fire chapter can also go. And now we're in the top qualifiers, the top contenders these seasons. Now it's time for us to narrow down which ones will make it and which ones will be cut, unfortunately. Season 4 is really good. I love the Kai fights, especially like the one against Karloff, the one against Ash. Fantastic. But you see, a guy like me, if you couldn't tell, I love cartoons, like cartoony cartoons. And what Will Film unfortunately lacks is that cartoony aspect. There's no squash and stretch. There's no smear lines. There's no like stuff like that. So unfortunately, it's gonna have to stay down here. Season 11 was when we got the switch to Wild Brain. Unfortunately for season 11 though, this was their first outing. Now, I'm not saying there's like bad animation here. It's just that they were kind of getting used to things. That also goes the same for Dragon's Rising Season 1. In Dragon's Rising Season 1, the animation wasn't, as good as it is in Seasons 2, 3, and 4. Prime Empire was the first step up, so it's absolutely going up there. Same for Master of the Mountain and Seabound. So now we have our top 6, because, Season 4 of Dragon's Rising is right there, so just, yeah. And now we're gonna get to a part that a lot may personally disagree with. It's personal preference. I love Dragon's Rising Season 2. Season 3 is, it's grown on me, but it's not the best. You can see my review for it right here. Seabound is the best season of the original show in my opinion, but unfortunately it's not making it up there. Master of the Mountain was beautiful. It was the first time we got like a really good and long one-shot take fight scene. I'm pretty sure the first one was the one with the Months, Geckos, gore grand, and it ends with Fungus throwing his little mushroom. It's great. And then we get the Gold versus Gold Sorcerer fight, the second one shot long take, also great. Unfortunately, it's not making it up there. That leaves us with these 2 seasons right here. It's Prime Empire. Yeah, sorry, gotta just cut it straight to the point. It's Prime Empire. The action scene I'm thinking of is from Prime Empire. Saying that, you might be like thinking, oh, what's either one of 2 fight scenes? And you're right, yes, it is one of those 2 fight scenes. The ultimate final competition is between Stop, Drop, and Side Scroll and Game Over. And I won't beat around the bush anymore, you know, I cut it straight to the point with Prime Empire, and I'll cut it straight to the point right here, right now. It's Stop, Drop, and Side Scroll. So you already know the fight I'm talking about. The fight I believe to be the best in all of Ninjago is
you and me.
Now, what exactly makes this the best fight in the series? Well, in order to explain that, we have to go over some of the qualifiers I mentioned earlier. We can start off with story. Now, guys, I don't know if you know this, but I'm not that big of a fan of Lorumi. So when I saw that she was coming back in Crystallize, obviously, I was worried. And all of my fears were, well, they met reality, to say the least. I was just in being scared. More than just. But if you want to talk about a good Lloyd and Harumi interaction post season 9, here you go. A big potentially main reason I don't like Harumi and Crystallize is the utter flip-flop nonsense. One episode, she's like worried about him wanting to live. The next episode, she's trying to kill him herself. One episode, she's like, oh, you're too weak, Lloyd. The next episode, she's like, oh, Lloyd, are you okay? It's just nonsense. Here, it's pretty much straightforward. Harumi fully hates Lloyd and is trying to kill him all the way through non-stop. It's probably helped by the fact that this is like a 1 episode appearance and it's not the actual Harumi. On Lloyd's side, there was flip-flopping too and Crystallized. One sec he's like, oh, you know, I'd rather be trusting and gullible instead of what you are, all you have is hate inside of you. And the next episode's like, please no, this is not you. Lloyd, which is it? During this fight though, he's consistently worried about like wanting to fight her, wanting to hurt her because he's worried that this is the actual Harumi somehow. He didn't really get any closure with Harumi when it comes to like Harumi herself. The effects though, I mean obviously because he had the whole journey with Akita, but when it comes to confronting Harumi, he was never able to do that because, well, she died. Now though, she's back right in front of him, and he doesn't really know how to feel, how to act. The utterly insane conflict within him is portrayed excellently, both by Sam Vincent's voice performance and the animation on Lloyd's face. Though the conflict doesn't last forever, for he asks her the ultimate question, a question to determine if this is the actual Harumi. She obviously fails, and he locks in. When it comes to giving Lloyd something to do in a season where ultimately he doesn't really do much, because, you know, thankfully he doesn't, because Lloyd does everything in every season. I think this is a great way to do it. And I think this is a rather good follow-up to what he learned in Season 11. In Season 11, both Lloyd and Akita go through a journey of opening themselves up again, not becoming complete husks after their prior horrible incidents. And by the end of it, and through the course of the season, they become better people. They let each other know about their lives, their backstories, and stuff like that. So here comes Season 12. If this was, let's say, Season 9 or 10, Lloyd, he would probably, I would say, be less like conflicted. He would be more open to fighting her. But because of what he went through with Akita, he's more prone to giving her a second chance. He's willing to do so, which I think Lloyd wanting to give Harumi a second chance, I mean, sure, it's fine, especially after he's realized that his friends technically aren't dead. But, and I hate to bring up Crystallize again, when she does it again and again and again and again and again, second chances, they just gotta stop. You know, that's not a second chance, that's a third chance, fourth chance, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Like, wrap it up, Lloyd. That's done. she can't be redeemed at this way. You got to move on, especially when you're like not wanting to give your father a second chance when he's visibly. I'm sorry, I gotta stop talking about Crystallize. I'm so sorry. Comes to the writing, I think the way they handled Lloyd and Harumi's interaction here was done very tastefully. Better than Crystallize, obviously, and better than what he had to do in season 13. I don't know why he was being so rude to Vanya, because like he was thinking she would potentially be Harumi. Lloyd, where did we go with Akita? What did we learn with Akita? Come on, buddy. Now we get to talk about the thing I've been really wanting to talk about, the animation and choreography. And oh boy, is it disgustingly good. Even after all of the seasons we've gotten with Wild Brain, the rest of the 11-minute era, these first 4 seasons of Dragon's Rising, I still think, in terms of animation alone, this is a top 5 fight scene. Now you might be saying, I thought this video was about the best. Well, yeah, but I just said I specifically was talking about the animation. Yes, there's quite a few fights in Dragon's Rising that have better animation. For example, the fight in episode 10 of season 4. Give me a second to think. The fight against Thunderfang in season 3 episode 10. And I think that's about it. Guys, I'm sorry. There's a lot of hot takes in this video, and I understand that. I'm not saying I wanted to be clear that I'm not saying that those other fights are bad. You know, Kai versus Cinder, Lloyd versus Raz, both in season 2 episode 10. Knocked with all the elemental powers versus the ninja, Ryu versus Reaper. Oh my god, Ryu, your fight was spectacular. All those fights, they're really, really good, but they don't hit as hard as this fight right here, in my opinion. And I'll delve into why when it comes to its animation. The fight first starts off with an attack from Harumi, because of course, and then we get just a great visual above both the characters' head. They have little health bars, and a versus sign pops up, indicating that the fight is starting right now. Unless I am mistaken, something that Prime Empire introduces for the first time when it comes to its animation and visuals are these little speed lines that go around the characters to, invoke very, very fast motions. This is not the first episode it appears in. I'm pretty sure it's in episode 4. But it's also used here when Harumi does her little fake spinjitzu move to try and attack Lloyd. Lloyd, for the first part of this fight, is just constantly dodging and evading Harumi's moves. He's playing defense. A small detail I really like about this part of the fight is how he retracts his blade so it's easier for him to do his flip without, actually cutting or hurting himself. Harumi then tries to get a shot into his head, classic Harumi move, and then we get this particular shot. I first want to talk about the way Lloyd is animated here. The way he's perfectly dodging Oliver's swings and swipes is just really nice and really smooth. Again, thanks to the animation, you can just tell how frantic and kind of scared he is to even be in a situation like this. When it comes to Harumi, she yet again does her little fake spinjitzu move, and by the end of it, she actually kind of gets a hit on Lloyd. Not technically Lloyd, but she does hit his sword. And when she's done with her fake spinjitzu move, she does yet another crazy move with her sword. Something I just really love about Wild Brain and their animations, that it just feels like these guys are professionals finally with their weapons. Like they were just simply not moving like this in the prior seasons. And finally for this shot, I just love the way the quote-unquote camera moves. They literally could just had it be still, but no, it just slightly shakes and slightly zooms in and out. After constantly dodging, Lloyd decides to basically balance her on his sword like that, which is insane. And he realizes that it's getting serious. If he doesn't fight back, he's practically gonna die. So he hits his first attack. While they're fighting, I just want to add, every time they get an impact, they're hit with iframes. Or as you know, it's also known as invincibility frames. In case you don't know what that is, that's basically a short period where after you get damaged in the game, you're invincible to that way. Damage doesn't constantly stack atop of you. And during this fight, that's made apparent when the characters kind of stutter or freeze for a frame or two. Another detail I want to mention is the incorporation of the health bars. They don't appear throughout the full fight. They actually appear only when it's framed from a certain shot. It's the shot or frame you see in games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, or injustice.
I can't stand Spider-Man! I can't stand him! I hate him!
And it's specifically only there. Not even when the characters get hit. Like, they'll get hits, and the health bar just won't be there. It will cut to the health bar, but the health bars will only ever appear either after the character gets hit or when it's that specific shot, and it's consistently like that. And then we get to this shot, which I'll just let it play for itself. Just look at that. I think this bit right here is just a beautiful showcase of the power of animation. Like, that would be either impossible or extraordinarily difficult to do in live action. Or more specifically, like, fully live action. You could technically absolutely do this with like photorealistic CGI, but I'm talking straight up Christopher Nolan type stuff. Another really great detail I forgot to mention during like the plot and character writing section is how it's basically just Lloyd and Harumi. Nia and Jay, they're there, but like there's a barrier blocking them from entering or technically really talking to him at all. They're screaming, they're trying to reach out to him, but he can't hear them. He's basically trapped in here with this horrible thought of his failure. Because yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, this is just a program. One that's been conjured up deep from within his own mind. We then get another Mortal Kombat framing part of the fight, where the characters are yet again moving like they've never moved before. Lloyd literally does an uppercut with his sword, and then after he flips over, Harumi uses his sword to balance himself into a kick. Just insane stuff, really. When he kicks over Harumi, she then uses her sword to rebalance herself and adjust. Again, like I mentioned earlier, Wild Brain just really makes it feel like these guys are just absolute professionals with weapons. After knocking her back, Harumi comes dashing in and pulls off this move, which, yet another beautiful example of the power of animation. She just grows like 5 extra arms to start spamming an attack on Lloyd. Now, I may be wrong, and if I am, I sincerely apologize. You can like correct me down below if you want to. But I believe this technique is called multiples. You do it to convey like very fast motion, kind of like smear frames, but instead of, you know, like squashing and like smearing the character, you just create multiple of a certain limb or a part of the character. Harumi tries to hit Lloyd from the top, but he swipes her away. And a little detail I absolutely love is how you can just hear her thudding off screen. It cuts to her health bar depleting and going down, but like as it's on that shot, you can just still hear her hitting the ground. Oh, speaking of hearing her when she like falls off screen, oh my god, the sound design for this fight and kind of like Private Fire in general is really good. The sound you hear when the character takes damage, when the health bar goes down. Even basic sounds like the sound of them swinging their swords, spinning around, it's just all so ear candy, basically. They then get a few more swipes at each other, which is just beautifully animated. Wild Brain is genuinely so great at conveying speed. They then square up for one final swing at each other. A shot so peaked that Wild Brain had to reuse it in season 13. After a flash of light, Harumi looks off to the side and disappears. Lloyd is sitting in the back, literally breathing so hard trying to catch his breath. But unfortunately, it's over for him too. The fight concludes in a draw. Overall, an absolutely spectacular, wonderful, marvelous fight in my opinion. I truly wish this was the last we saw of the conflict between Lloyd and Harumi. And I'm including season 13. It just truly, like after season 9, it simply just truly peaked here in my opinion. And every attempt to continue or try to like speak on that story afterwards has just been a fail. But yeah, that's the video. If you watched till this part, till the end, I truly hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a great morning, night, evening, whatever, wherever you are. Goodbye. See ya. So long.